Hi, I'm Mr. Krieger. Thank you for selecting this video. I think everyone agrees that SAT test writers have a well-deserved reputation for writing difficult questions about boring topics. But wait, the June 2025 SAT had a vocabulary in context question comparing two anthologies devoted to a type of science fiction writing called cyberpunk. This could be interesting. Have the SAT test writers changed? Will the test now include questions about interesting topics? Let's examine the cyberpunk question and find out. The question begins with a description of the Big Book of Cyberpunk. The Big Book really is big. Compiled in 2023, it is 1,086 pages long and contains 108 stories. No wonder the College Board test writers described the anthology as, quote, comprehensive. Well, it turns out there is a second anthology devoted to cyberpunk. Mirror Shades was compiled in 1986, and with just 239 pages, it is much shorter than the Big Book. But Mirror Shades makes up for its brevity with what the College Board test writers describe as, quote, a careful selection of stories, close quote. Okay, so far, so good. Of course, the College Board didn't include all this interesting information to encourage you to buy one or both of these anthologies. The passage concludes, you knew this was coming, with a question asking you to choose an answer that best compares the Mirror Shades anthology with the Big Book anthology. Naturally, the answer choices are crazy hard words that turn this seemingly interesting topic into a disputed question. Let's take a look at each answer. Choice A, outmoded, is a tempting answer. Outmoded means old-fashioned and out of date. This seems like a plausible way to describe the Mirror Shades anthology. After all, it was released in 1986, so it is 37 years older than the Big Book. So there's a good chance that the Mirror Shades anthology is indeed outmoded. Choice B is also a tempting answer. Cursory means not thorough or detailed. This also seems like a plausible way to describe the Mirror Shades anthology. After all, it is just 239 pages long and thus much shorter than the Big Book. So clearly it is less detailed than the Big Book anthology. Although many students could not define choice C, capacious, they selected it anyway. As we have repeatedly seen, the strategy of choosing the most difficult word and hoping it will be the answer rarely works. Capacious is a difficult word that means having a lot of space and therefore roomy. Well, this does seem like a good way to describe the, quote, comprehensive, close quote, 1,086 page long Big Book. And finally, let's turn to choice D, discerning. Discerning is another difficult word that puzzled many students. It means careful, selective, and insightful. Although Mirror Shades is shorter than the Big Book, it is also possible that it is more insightful. As feared, College Board test writers used a potentially interesting topic to craft a disputed question that diabolically cooked many students. The correct answer is D, discerning. So, why is discerning the correct answer? A careful reading of the passage reveals 2 points that misled many students. First, the question asks you to describe mirror shades and not the big book. This eliminates Capacious, which would indeed fit the big book. And second, the passage describes mirror shades as, quote, a careful selection of stories, close quote. This clearly supports discerning as the most logical and precise answer. I'm very pleased to report that discerning is defined and illustrated in winning words. You can learn more about winning words by checking out my website at insidertestpreppreparation.com or by taking a look at the book on Amazon. Thank you for your time and attention. I'm confident the Krieger Defense Forces and Winning Words will protect you from being diabolically cooked by College Board test writers. This video is part of a series devoted to disputed questions. In addition, check out my other YouTube videos on vocabulary clusters, difficult critical reading passages, and a new video devoted to questions and no BS answers about the June SATs. Once again, thank you very much. See you next video.